Hey, what's going on, EY? Okay, so you want to use CrowdStrike Holdings, right? That's your instrument you're trying to trade with TrendCloud. It looks like you like using the weekly chart. So what I did here for you was broke everything down: weekly chart and daily chart. You always want to use at least 2 time frames when you're using a momentum-based trading system like TrendCloud. This is a trend following system. So that means in any kind of sideways movement, it's going to throw a real monkey wrench into the strategy. Okay, so TrendCloud does not like sideways movements because there's no trend, right? So how do we zone in on this? Well, when you start to see the switch right here, see on the weekly chart that plus sign, that black plus sign, that means we have just switched over to the upside. Okay, so we have downward, right? We've got a downward trend here, and then we get the plus sign, switches to the upside. Okay, we have a little momentum filter down here as well. I don't know if you have the entire TrendCloud system or if you just have the indicator, but it does come with CCI. It comes with a momentum filter, but the CCI is free on TradingView, okay? And if you put CCI on your chart, just use a length of 20, all right? And that will give you some really good results. And what I want you to do is use the weekly chart for your trend and momentum. And when you have an upward trend on the weekly chart, make sure your CCI indicator is above the 0 line. That's this dotted line here. So you want to be able to have momentum and trend on the weekly chart in the same direction. Okay, so we've got that here. And then what I want you to do is go over to the daily chart, just put them next to each other and start looking for those TrendCloud signals, okay? So that's how you would filter everything out. So we'll go through it here. TrendCloud signals, can we take these? Look at your weekly chart, okay. Upward trend, yes, we're above, right? The price is above the 50 simple moving average right here. That's the dotted line on your TrendCloud system. And do you see how price pulls into the TrendCloud, impulse up, pulls into the TrendCloud, impulse up? This is so strong, it doesn't even pull back all the way into TrendCloud. It just keeps going, pulls back into TrendCloud, impulse up. So how do we get in on this? You've got to use that lower time frame, and the next lower time frame, if you're using weekly, it would be daily. And there you go, there's your TrendCloud signals. So let's take a look. How about this one? Can we take these signals? Yeah, we can take these signals here. It's pulling back, gives us a signal, pulls back a little bit deeper, right? Gives us another signal, and then it's off to the races. Now, right here, you can see TrendCloud starts to turn blue. That means when the candles turn blue like this, that means that the trend is extended, okay? And on an extended trend, it has to pull back below the 50 simple to recalculate. And you can see here, pulls back, and the numbers start again. And in this case, goes sideways a little bit and recalculates. See, 1, pulls back, 2, recalculates again because it broke below, 1, 2, and then just drop. So we start to get a little messy there. But right here, can we take this signal? Yep, we can take it. Just, take it with caution. We're in an uptrend on the weekly. We're above the 0 line on CCI. Take that signal all day long, right? Here, right, where again, we're becoming extended, but it does start to work. And then we get this mess. Like, look at this mess. This is ugly looking, isn't it? Starts to get really sporadic here. That should back you off, and you should say, hey, this is looking pretty messy. I don't want any part of that. But look how nice it works with the trend. Okay, so you've got to train your eye to start seeing, all of this mess. Once you break below, would we be taking this signal here? Well, We are in an uptrend. Momentum is good, but we are below the trend cloud. We're below the 50 simple, right? Not so great, right? It's better when we take those trend cloud signals and they're above the 50 simple on that daily chart, right? You always want to have price above the 50 simple moving average when you are going long. And because this is a stock on the NASDAQ, you don't really want to be shorting this. You know, you want to be looking for the best upward signals. Pulls below the 50, trend cloud turns red. Hey, this thing is on sale, you know. This is on sale right now. Start looking for, you know, some demand zones, filling the gap. Look at how price came down here. There's it kind of gapped up, right? You know, right in here. Here's your market edge, right? Price comes down. Look at that. Comes down, fills the gap, right? It's on sale. This is a buying opportunity. Okay, this is a buying opportunity. Here's your confirmation signal. Can we take this? Let's drag this line, vertical axis. We'll drag this over. Can we take this signal right here? Price is above the 50 simple. CCI is above the 0 line, right? It's breaking above positive 100 here. And it's above the 50 simple on the weekly chart as well. Great. Take that all day long. There's another buying opportunity. Goes again, here it is, breaks down. Now it's on sale again, right? This is all on sale. Start looking for those. Let's see. Did we get any? Start looking for those demand zones. Price came all the way down to here. Let's see. Let's look left. Structure leaves clues. Start looking left here. Start looking left. There's another gap. Okay, came down, filled the gap here again. Little consolidation area. If we look on the weekly chart, looks like a rally base rally right there. Okay, and this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to handle it, okay? Rally base rally right there. Okay, make that green. And this is how I want you to practice. All right. So that's how I would do it. We do have a mentorship program now at TrendCloud. You can sign up for that along with free trade plan where I go over all of this in detail. So that's what I would do. Use those two charts and hope this helped. If you have any other questions, just hit me up. I'll be happy to help. Talk to you soon.